Magnetos! Fans of the planet's hottest entertainment with an edge. I'm Jaime En Fuego, welcoming you to my namesake program, Enfuegotainment, for more coverage from, Phoenix Film Festival, as you're seeing right behind me. Did tons of radness with the horror show, and there is some Enfuegotainment coverage as well, because I watched a lot of non-horror and science fiction stuff here at the festival, one of which was the new Kenneth Branagh film. It is entitled All Is Well. Entitled All Is True, and I gotta say, this is definitely gonna be the Oscar fodder, I'm presuming. The director also plays the lead, which is none other than William fucking Shakespeare, man. Yeah, big time. And there is a great supporting cast. You've got a brief appearance from Ian McKellen, you've got Dent, you've got, it's really, an all-star, ensemble of sorts, but really, Kenneth is the both director and star, playing what many consider the best playwright, poet of all time, and so on. It's interesting, though, because this is a film that it explores both, Shakespeare was notorious for writing his dramas, his tragedies, I guess, and his comedies, And at the end of the day, there is something tragic to this film in the fact that it basically covers when William Shakespeare returned to his home, village, I guess you could say, because it's a more rural area, where he left London, moved back to his home, and ended up catching pneumonia, if I'm not mistaken, and dying. And so this basically is an examination of the last days of his life, and it does balance the humor and the hubris, and I guess you can't say horror, but just it balances the comedy and the tragedy very well. But I must admit, the film is exceedingly more compelling when it's humorous as opposed to when it tries to be serious. And there are a few points of borderline melodrama, I guess I would classify it as. And it is what it is at the end of the day. But the performance by Kenneth is very good. The prosthetics have him looking nearly identical to Willie Shake, and I'm hashtag Willie Shake. But the one thing that was slightly off-putting for the film, at least in my estimation, was there's a few times in particular where Willie Shakes is praised exceedingly. The Magneto's cameo alone as the spoiler, there was lots of rumors about Shakespeare's sexuality and stuff, and there's an essence of confirmation, I think, in this particular film, which is super, super cool. I don't know how you really validate something like that, but if that was the case, hey, more power to him, man. Whatever makes you happy, as long as it's not stepping on others' toes. But he was married though, and so that's a difference of opinion. But in that particular scene, Ian's character is just praising him as you're the greatest ever. You wrote King Lear. You wrote, just going on and saying all of these different things, and it's almost like, for me, it was a little too on the nose with the praise of his brilliance before his passing, sort of thing. It's like, okay, when Michael Jordan was still playing basketball, I don't think we were necessarily saying he was the greatest ever when he was playing. I probably, championed in a few circles and stuff like that, but I feel like you have to distance yourself to really gain that sort of reputation. And despite the fact that I loved the cast, I loved all the performances, aside from a little bit of that melodrama that I mentioned, but the weaving into the script of just the immense praise as him being the greatest ever, while still living, that's where I took some exception, I took some issue, and it really made me wonder if that was actually factually accurate. I don't know, I wasn't alive during that time. Who the hell knows? If I'm not mistaken, Shakespeare gained his notoriety long after his passing as time went on, and that's really artistic expression that stands the test of time is how you gain that sort of notoriety. And I don't know, but as a whole, his extended family, especially the daughter. I will say though, another thing. This was the third film that I've seen this year, along with the wife and Colette, that has a little switcheroo with who's actually writing things without doing a full-on spoiler. And yeah, I don't know if that's historically accurate or if it was just doctored up for the script or what, but yeah, I saw it coming a mile away, unfortunately. I actually feel like I'm being a little more negative about this film than I actually should be, because it's very well done and it's definitely going to get Oscar consideration and all that jazz. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's just tackling a topic as monumental as William Shakespeare and his obviously lasting genius. It's tough, you know, and those are big shoes to fill. And yeah, perhaps Kenneth, I don't know, perhaps he bit off a little more than he could chew. I don't know. I don't really want to go that far in mentioning that, but I kind of felt like that was the case to a degree, you know. So it was a good film, not a great film, and so for that sheer fact, I'm going to give this 3 out of 5 Fuego fireballs. That's right. This is a bueno film, but it's not a Fuego or an Enfuego. It's not a 4 or 5 star distinction. So yeah, it has been a pleasure covering this event. I've been Jaime En Fuego. I extend a grande gracias to Monty, Jason, and obviously Patrick from Allied for giving the opportunity to cover this event. It is an honor and a pleasure, exceedingly and immensely. I've been Jaime En Fuego. You can find me on all social media sectors like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, obviously here on YouTube where you're watching this video. Hit that little bell thingy if you're not already a subscriber so that you get all the notifications. Usually like to do at least a couple videos a week, you know, since relaunching the channel, but yeah, I did all 8 of the Best Picture nominations. I did, well, there's ongoing coverage about all of the Star Wars films that I am reviewing in timeline order leading up to the release of Episode 9, and of course there is an Episode 9 trailer reaction that is here on the channel as well. And all of these from the Phoenix Film Festival have been like little Rapido Fuego, just reviews and stuff like that, so I didn't get into my normal tropes of bueno, malo, and feo, good, bad, and ugly, which I usually do for my lengthier reviews. But yeah, you can also find me on The Horror Show, where we cover everything spooktacular, 1, sometimes 2 times a day, trailer reactions, film reviews, all kinds of rad status stuff. And yeah, I also have reviews for a few festival favorites like Off the Rails, This World Alone, The Farewell, which was the farewell film of the festival, an A24 Asian ensemble, which was excellent. So yeah, everybody, I guess that is going to do it for this discussion about All Is True. That's right. How true was it though? I'm curious. You know, fact checkers, give me some information here about the new Kenneth Branagh William Shakespeare biopic. So I guess that's it, y'all. And until the wheel of Ka, the reel of Ka, I should say, comes around once more, hasta luego, cinemigos. But I am hopeful that we can reconnect sooner rather than later. Peace.